Camera is not supposed to. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I am a hot mess tonight. All right. I think everything is working. I think. Hopefully. Let's move some lights. Hi, Miss Ron. How are you? Hello, Mimi. I know. Hopefully this is the start of a more consistent live situation. Mimosa, oh my God. How are you, my dear? You are goodly? I love goodly. That's a great way to be. Oh my goodness. Hello, Queen. Now, is it Osset Haru? Please let me know if I'm working on trying to figure out my pronunciations. I'm trying to be better. Hello, Miss Rowan. Oh, it's good to see everybody. Yay. Hi, Amanda. I see that you did. That's awesome, though. Hi, Ty. Oh my goodness, welcome in. I'm going to give it a little bit for people to kind of come on in. I started just a wee bit early in case like I had any tech issues like I normally do. So we'll see how it goes. Hello from Japan. Hi, welcome. Hi, Jaslyn. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. Happy full moon. I know some of you have probably experienced it already. I am like on the date for my specific region. So if already had your full moon, welcome anyway. It still counts. Oh my goodness, yay. Hello, pretty bug. Yes. It has been a while. I even like opened up my streaming software just to see because I had like canceled it because I was like, I'm not going live anytime in the future for right now. I'll just cancel it for right now because like you have to pay like I think it was like a yearly subscription. And I was like, no, not right now. And I opened it up thinking like maybe it might work or whatever. And I'm like, I don't even know how to do it. I don't even remember how it went anymore. And like the last time I used it, I think it was 9 months ago. Crazy. Oh, nice. Nice. We are right on time then, right on schedule. Well, we are going to be talking about this full moon in Sagittarius here. I got the quintessential cards here to show you guys what we're going to be talking about. So how many people in the room are actually Aquarius or Sagittariuses? Oh my gosh, me and my brain, we have been at odds lately. Hello, Blue Breeze. How are you? Oh, yay, pretty bug. So, today is all about expansion, exploration, and enthusiasm, excitement. Ooh, Aquarius. I love Aquarians. I love everybody, but there's like certain signs that I'm like immediately a bestie with, and Aquarius is one of them. Fellow air sign. All right, so today we are focusing on shaking off the cobwebs. We are getting out of our struggle pants and we are wanting to take over the world. We are wanting to see what is out there. We are wanting to explore, be an adventurer, and really get that fire lit underneath our bums to create, to expand, and to just have some freaking fun. So we are dusting off those cobwebs this full moon. We are going to be harvesting all of those intentions that we had set in the new moon and possibly moons ago. Things are coming to fruition for us, and it is invigorating us. It is wanting to get us out there and create and, like I said, expand. So sometimes we get so focused on the tiny details of our plans that we fail to see the bigger picture here. So tonight it's about zooming out. It's about taking a look at how far we actually have come and trying to find that balance between, oh my gosh, like I haven't met every single goal yet. I haven't gone exactly where I wanted to go yet. So we're finding that balance between where we want to be and where we currently are. So as always with the full moon, it is a time of being grateful, giving thanks, and really seeing how much we really did achieve and reaping those rewards. So we're going to be focusing on expanding and exploration. So with that being said, full moons, this is the end of a cycle. We are starting a new one, and we have the Taurian energy going strong still with Jupiter, I believe it's still in. Leo is in the sign of Mars right now. So we are really, or Mars is in the sign of Leo. So we are really wanting to take action and be bold and be excited and really reap the benefits of just being excited and that feeling of adventure. So huge time of just releasing the old patterns and welcoming in the new things that we want to achieve and the things that we want to do. So with Sag energy, we're all about having that huge imagination and exploring and, you know, getting into that independent energy and being larger than life and just really loving all of the new ideas that are coming in. But the thing about Sagittarian energy as well is we can get too caught up in those tiny details. So then we become bored, we become uninterested, we become dissatisfied because things aren't going the way that we thought that they would, or we can't just stop and appreciate the little things that are coming our way, or the little things that, you know, are just exciting in their own, like seeing a flower blossom. Like sometimes if we're too focused on the small things, we can't appreciate, you know, the little, that doesn't make sense, but in my head it does. I hope you understand what I mean. So with this full moon in Sag, oh, humble Capricorn. With this full moon in Sag, we're all about keeping this open mind. We're being thankful. We're stepping back. We're taking a zoom out look on our situations. It might be a good time to like go on a little mini adventure, a little mini escapade, something fun, something quick. Maybe it's a quick jaunt down to the park, seeing a new movie, seeing a new situation, museum, something fun and different. But it's a good time to get excited about new things, have a fun time, explore new creative outlets. It's also a time to work on maybe building your self-esteem and self-confidence, because Sagittarius, like I said, they're fire. They just have no holding back when it comes to, they go after what they want. They do what they want. They are all about, you know, just wanting to learn and get excited. But we need to have fun with just going on this journey of exploration and discovery. Be a free spirit, explore your emotions, be grateful for everything that you have done and have achieved, because sometimes, like I said, we get so focused on not getting to our goal that we forget that we have surpassed so many goals that we put out for ourselves in the past. So be enthusiastic, be optimistic, have room for joy, have room for fun. So that's what we're focusing on today. All right. So with that being said, I can't spell half the time either. Don't worry about that. Oh, how fun. I love a mystical market. I'm so happy that they're like becoming more popular now. They're not just like a Halloween fun thing to do. Like it's actually throughout the year and people are exploring it a lot more. So that's really cool. Hi, Joanna. Welcome in. Welcome. So I'm going to pull some cards to see. I know it has been a while. If we can... Hi, Anna! How are you? If we can see how best to utilize this energy and any advice the cards have. And I'm using the Lightseers Tarot. This, it was, if you guys saw my video of the unboxing, the manufacturing process, like, did not cut the cards at the same level and length. So they were warped, they were bent a little bit, but oh my gosh, has it become one of my favorite character decks to work with. So I use this a lot for my Etsy readings. I feel like it's a very great deck for that. All right, let's see how best to utilize this energy in the full moon Sagittarius. All right. Ooh, 7 of Swords. Love that. Yeah, my own little personal deck. All right. Ooh, and I love this. Okay, so we're using these 2 cards. Let's talk about this. So with the 7 of Swords here, some people like to think of this as like the thieving and conniving card. And absolutely, in the right reading, the right question, that is definitely a way that you can interpret this. But when I am asking about how to best utilize this energy, this to me is like thinking outside the box. So when you see the 7 of Swords, it's kind of like this snapshot of what the character in the card is doing. Is he returning the swords or is he stealing the swords? So you don't really know what he's actually doing. So you kind of have to think outside the box a little bit and read into what the card is trying to explain to you. So that is what I'm getting with this particular situation. So we're thinking outside the box. And this has to do with communication, with thought patterns, with the Suit of Swords, right? So what can we explore outside the box when it comes to our thought patterns and how we speak to ourselves and what we want to communicate with other people? How can we incorporate that in our day-to-day? What can we do to maybe stand up for ourselves a little bit more, speak up for ourselves, speak up for other people? There's a lot here with the 7 of Swords, so you interpret it how it resonates best with you, but this is for the collective reading. So thinking outside the box, are we going to continue doing the same thing that we are comfortable with or that we know is a soothing thing for us? Or are we going to step out a little bit and see what else we can do? What else that we can incorporate into our lives? Maybe take a risk. Maybe explore something that we never really thought possible before. And then we have this card here, Death, for the advice. So this can be, again, we're doing a collective reading. This can mean a couple things for you guys, depending on your situation and what your personal words aren't coming to me. It's been a long week, a long couple weeks, but what you personally resonate with. So with the Death card, this is the advice on how to move through this energy. Think of this as the old you dying, and this is a brand new cycle, right? The full moon is considered a death of the moon. So now we're moving into a new cycle. So how best to move through this energy and advice here is to look at it this way. We're leaving our old situation behind and we're now moving into this new rebirth. The moon is going to rebirth itself, right, with this brand new cycle. So what thought patterns, what habits, what situations can we leave behind and let go of to explore new things, to move past it, to think outside the box? How can we learn to be a little bit more self-confident? How can we learn to bring new things into our realm without feeling overwhelmed, without feeling like we can't do it or we shouldn't do it? I keep going back to the thought patterns here with the Seven of Swords. A lot of us have those inner thoughts where we're just thinking to ourselves, we're not good enough, or we could never do this, or we can't do that. We're too this, we're not this, etc., XYZ. So how can we drop that and work toward pumping ourselves up and allowing ourselves to explore things that maybe we were told we couldn't do when we were younger, or that we weren't allowed to because we were brought up in a specific or certain way. There might be things that we never got to do when we were kids, and now we want to explore that. We want to go back to maybe those childhood things that maybe it's, something simple as having a water balloon fight. I don't know why that popped in my head. Or it's something big like going and traveling to another country. So again, we're thinking outside the box. We're now in a new cycle. This could even be the death of your ego. Maybe you're becoming more spiritually aware, and maybe you are learning how to incorporate that into your day-to-day. And this is now a rebirth for you. Cabbage Patch Kids, oh my gosh. I had exactly one Cabbage Patch Kid, and she was the one where you had the wire in her hair where you can style it, and I had the plastic curling iron. And I think she came with the crimper too. Oh my gosh, bringing it back. All right. 41. Oh my goodness. I love that for you though. That's awesome. All right, let's see what else we got here. This is the Heavenly Bodies. Very 80s names. Beryl Evelyn. Oh my goodness. I do love the name Winston. My mom was like, if I ever get another dog, I'm going to name it Winston. I was like, okay. And that's what's important. I think people get too hung up on the fact that like, oh, we're an adult, we shouldn't, collect things that are toys or for kids. And it's like, says who? If it brings you joy and it heals maybe an inner child wound with you, and it's not hurting anybody or yourself, why not? It's your money. You're a grown adult. Have what makes you happy in your life. I will never understand people who gatekeep things or, tell you you're not supposed to have something. And of course, we got the Moon card. So this says satisfy emotional needs, nurture self and others. So yeah, exactly what we were talking about. Said to someone the other day, there's a huge difference between childlike and childish. Childlike is wondrous and so healing. Absolutely. Like, do you play with your kids? Like, I'm sitting here going like, oh man, you must not utilize your imagination that much, because your kids definitely need you to play with them and expand your belief with that. Suspend your belief, I should say. Hi, Lori, welcome. I don't know. I just think that we're here on this earth for a very limited time. We might as well enjoy it. Oop. All right, so we got the Earth card. I don't know why it's not focusing, but there we go. Which says persistence, patience, and practicality. Like I said, we still have that Taurian energy going on behind the scenes. So you might have to have patience with yourself as well as you are going through this cycle. Sometimes releasing a lot of that emotional baggage can be very triggering and hard. And sometimes the moon, especially a full moon like this, will bring up a lot of things that we kind of have to work through and be okay with processing our emotions. And remember, we were talking a little bit about having more emotional balance as well with this specific full moon. So be patient with yourself. At the same time, persistence is going to be key with a lot of things that we want to go after. Remember that we are going to find that balance between wanting to meet our goals and wishing we were already there, and where we are currently at. Don't rush to get to your goal right away. Remember, there's a journey that we are taking, and there are things we need to learn along this journey. Just like the whole Fool's journey in the major arcana, there are reasons why certain things take a while to get to you. There's lessons that you need to learn in order to handle the end goal. So be persistent, but be patient about it. And understand there's a practicality behind all of that. Hello, DMKC. Oh, I'm so glad. So yeah, if this is something that you guys like me doing, coming on for the full moon and we all just kicking it like this together, I am so down for doing this, because let me tell you, it is so much easier for me personally to come on here and do this with you guys live instead of having to do a full video of it and then edit it to get it up to you guys, because it's something completely separate in my schedule than the other videos I have planned. So if this works for you guys, I am down. We can even do it like the day before the full moon. But maybe I'll do like a poll on the community tab after this if I remember. But I'll do this for the new moon, and I'll do this for the full moon if you guys are loving it. And it looks like a resounding yes. Okay. Oh my gosh, someone who else, as me speaking, I can't do it. I also think I have ADHD. I have not been completely diagnosed, but everything I like read into, I'm like, yeah, I have it. I also have that. So I'm always like jumping at the bit to get to my next goal. And people always tell me the same thing, like, slow down, just enjoy this. Remember when you wanted to get to where you are right now. Remember when you were chomping at the bit to get here. Like, you have to be patient, and it sucks. Having patience is not the business. Hi, Garbo99, welcome in. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, we got Aquarius energy. All right, so originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. So we were talking about that earlier, having an open mind and being more open to things coming your way, exploration, all of that stuff. This is perfect Aquarius energy too. Oh yeah, Lori. I mean, it is definitely something that is genetically passed. I know, air signs, for real. On to the next. What are we doing next? Let's go. Let's get it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom has it too. Like, we make fun of her all the time. Like, my mom's my best friend. Or at least one of them. So like, we have these crazy conversations, and you know, she'll be like a squirrel, and it's like having a conversation, we're speaking, and all of a sudden, wait, over here, what's this? And I'm like, Mom, we can't both be like this. We gotta both rein it in. Hello, Andrea. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's a long process to confirm. Right, DM? Like, there's always this quick progression to be in an adult situation, and we don't, as kids, get to just experience being kids. We're always tested, we're always, you know, scored, we're always having to learn and to adapt quickly. And you know, back in the day when we were just wild and crazy, you know, feral kids, we were exploring and learning and growing and quote unquote touching grass. And now it's like you see all of this environmental change with the kids, and I'm like, where's their imagination? Like, where's their, you know, there was a TikTok, I know I'm slightly off topic, but there was a TikTok I saw, and I don't know who posted it, so I can't, you know, credit them, but she was like filming these, like, I don't know, middle schoolers, maybe high schoolers that were her neighbors across the street, and they were outside, and they were just standing there trying to figure out what to do. And she's like, do kids not know how to kid? And it's like, yeah, sometimes, like, we're so, especially with social media and, you know, all of this validation with likes and trying to be like each other, the next best thing, we're growing up too fast, and we don't have the time to just slow down and realize that, like, right here, right now, that's all we need to do is just exist and just be. right here. Like, you can have slow days. You can have days where you don't do anything. Allow yourself to breathe, because I tell you what, burnout is real. Whether you are in retail, food, whether you are a, lawyer, or if you are a stay-at-home mom, parent, the burnout is real. You need to refill your cup. So take time, especially when it's a new moon and a full moon. These are great excuses for you to take an hour to yourself and rest. Your body needs rest. So I don't know how we got all the way on that topic, but yeah. I know, we were always outside, my brother and I. We always played with the neighbor kids, like, and we weren't that generation where it was like, oh, don't come inside, like you have to be outside all day. But like, we wanted to be outside. We wanted to go and like explore the neighborhood or explore our backyards. So, oh, good. Do it right now. Yes. So we were just, we had imaginations. Like, we played Power Rangers, and like we had storytelling times where we just, figured out the way that you do the tagged story, where you have a sentence and the next person expands and so on and so forth. Look at that. We got Leo energy. So we talked about Mars being in Leo. And so this is self-confidence, loyalty, and creativity. How can we bring about more creativity? How can we work on our self-confidence? Sometimes the saying fake it till you make it really does work, because we got to get out of our own head. And if we're doing the action, then we are already doing it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, if, it's not imposter syndrome per se. If you are already going to be doing the action, just fake that you've already done it before and that you have the experience to back you up, because you're already going to have that speech in front of your coworkers. You might as well pretend like you've done it a million times. Fake it till you make it doesn't mean imposter syndrome. It just means to give you that extra self-confidence and that boost to pursue what you want to do. I remember like my first time going live. I remember my first time even posting a video. I was petrified, because I'm like, I know the environment. There's going to be trolls. There's going to be, people might not like me. People might not, understand where I'm coming from. But I just, put on my big girl pants, and I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I'm going to pretend I've done it a million times, and I did it, and I'm so happy. You know what I mean? Like, you work through those things. So how can you build up your self-confidence? How can you look at yourself and see where you can give yourself a little bit more of a boost, where it can be a little bit more invigorating for you, where you don't have to be so afraid, where you can kind of think outside the box a little bit in your mind. Get rid of those, negative patterns that keep telling you that you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not valid enough, because I'll tell you what, everybody is. Everybody is valid and worthy and good enough, because nobody is you. You are uniquely you. The stars had to align in the perfect combination for you to be who you are. Don't ever let anybody tell you differently, okay? And by the way, happy Pride Month. Like, speaking of validation, like, let's get some flags in the chat, because happy flippin' Pride. Again, if you are new here, this is a safe space. We are inclusive here. So we are excited and celebrating Pride all month, but all year. Hello, Hershey. Welcome in. I'm glad, DM. Yeah, it was the generation before me where they're like, you got to drink from the hose. What if you do want to put out content, but the environment that you're doing it in isn't conducive to pursue farther? Oh, I love all the flags. It depends on the environment. Are you saying the environment that you are residing in, or like the app? Because like, if you're trying to post content, progressive content on like the alt-right stuff, I highly suggest against that. But if you are like in the like, for an example, if you're in the Bible Belt and you want to post like spiritual content like this, I mean, you have to think of your personal safety first. And you have to think about, your own environment, if that is something that you can safely do. If you are in an environment that can be supportive, but it can be a little bit combative, it's all about, your personal safety. So I can't really give you much advice about that because again, it's kind of your own personal journey. Oh, Lori, that's so amazing. Hello, is it Sailorini? Kailorini? Oh my gosh, hold on, I'm gonna get it. Kailorenri, hopefully. Ooh, Queen Osset. Oh, we love that. Oh, noisy and distracting. Okay. I'm all sitting here making it deeper than it is. Oh my gosh. If it's noisy and distracting, all I can say is just start, because once you start, then you'll get access to easier ways to combat that distraction in the sound. Like, for instance, you can, once you start creating content and you get revenue from it, you can start investing in noise canceling situations, like the little soundboard things that you can put on your wall. I don't really have any of that stuff going on in my environment. I'm lucky enough to have an extra room where I live that I can do this, but it's definitely, I got to do it at the right time. Hi, Nicole. Oh my gosh, Natasha, speak with your mouth. Nicody, hello, welcome in. Yes, safety first, my friends. Safety very much first. And you know what, Miss Ron, it is perfectly okay and acceptable to identify as Christian and spiritual. Absolutely, 100%. It is, no. No, you're not a giant faker at all. Because here's the thing, Jesus, from what I know, believed in the exact same thing as this, right? So, I mean, I'm not well versed in the Bible. I know specific things, even though I was like in that environment when I was younger. All of that I wiped from my brain. So it's definitely not a imposter thing or a faker. You're drawn to what you're drawn to, and then you learn as you explore. Again, we're exploring right now. We're in this mindset. You learn to explore what you're comfortable in and what feels right and valid and true to you. And I know plenty of Christian witches. I know Christian spiritualists who kind of believe in the teachings, but they don't believe in the indoctrination of the church. So there's a lot of really cool, quote unquote, Christian and Catholic witches and spiritualists that believe in it. So there's no wrong way to believe in your spirituality as long as you're not harming yourself or others, and making it into a cult. All right, sorry, I'm catching back up on the chat. Yeah, so absolutely. So we're all on the same page. I think it's when people are, there's so much like, oh, this is witchcraft. We were taught not to associate that with this. And it's like, well, wasn't Jesus a witch? Like, I mean, then you have like seers and oracles in the Bible too. Like there's lots of things that, can be interpreted and should be interpreted in that way, but they got twisted and manipulated by people in power. Oh, absolutely. The LGBTQ, I'm sorry, I want to answer and do 5 million things. Squirrel. I have had a list of LGBTQIA plus decks that I have that I wanted to make like a collection video on. So Maybe I'll do that this month. I just didn't want to seem like I was going to do it in another month. I wasn't going to do like it in June just because I didn't want to have it be like oh, Pride's trending. I've got to get on the train. So as long as you guys don't see it as that and see it more as a, hey, let's support this and lift this up, then I'm down for making that. I will totally read from those decks. I used this Lightseer deck tonight just because my hands, I crochet most of my day and shuffle most of my day and edit. So like my hands are like claws. So it's easy when the decks are a thinner cardstock for me to work with. And some of those decks that I have that are based with the uplifting of the LGBTQ, some of the cardstock is pretty thick. Like I love the This Might Hurt tarot deck, but for right now, it's too hard for me to manipulate. So yes, long story, but yes, I will. No, you are fine, Miss Ron. What are I I wasn't crocheting today. I was cleaning today. So yeah. Um, so my hands with the fibro and then with I have hypermobility, so like my joints like do the bend back thing. So like I can overextend my joints. And then I am on track, yay, for rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm a 35 going to be 36-year-old woman with the body of like an 80-year-old. So I have to be very conscious about what I do during the day and like how much I do during the day. And my brain doesn't compute with that. It's like, oh, no, no, no. You can do all the things. You can explore and do all sorts of fun things. And then at the end of the day, my body's like, why did I listen to you, brain? Right? You feel so old and disheveled and like you can't do anything. And then you have those days where you're just like, I can take on the world. I can do everything. And then when you do that, you don't slow down. You keep going and then you feel it the next day and you're like, got hit by a train. It is very hard. Yeah. It's very hard. All right. Then we got Cardinal. Yay, more fire energy. So we got instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit, which is exactly what we were talking about. We are going forth, we're discovering, and would you look at it's the little spark. We're lighting the match. We're doing the thing. We are taking over the world. We're going to find what lights us up. We are going to be brave and start something new. Oh, age department. Oh no. All right, then we got conjunction, a union merging and coming together. Oh, thanks, Paris. Yeah, I feel like it's important. I know not a lot of people want to touch the subject, and I definitely think it's important to keep the conversation going. I have a community that is so diverse and I love them so much. And I know that if they can't see representation, then it makes their jobs harder. Then it makes their dreams harder. It's important that we include everyone, that we are incorporating everybody in imagery and in art and in their stories. And if ever I do a culture type deck, like I'm going to bring up like oh gosh, what was it called? It was the African Goddess deck, I believe it was called. I bring that one up a lot because that is specific to African culture. And it's important that we bring those stories into the mainstream because there are so many people that are in that culture and in that background. So things like that I will always bring attention to, but I can't speak for the experiences. I can't speak to whether or not, this is true to the culture or true to, what people believe, but I can showcase it, and you guys who are a part of the culture can therefore make an informed decision. It's important for me to at least use my platform in a way that is beneficial to everyone. And if I can bring those to you guys, I'm going to do it. Same with independent deck artists. I will, if you guys have an independent deck that you're trying to get out there, I'm going to support you. Like this is truly a community, and it is important to me that we behave as a community and we support each other and we uplift each other, especially now when the world is insane and crazy and trying to burn it all down. We are going to uplift, we are going to support, and we're going to be there for each other. Because let me tell you, if you call yourself spiritual and you call yourself a witch specifically, and you do not do the support and the uplifting of other minorities and other people who have been oppressed, your spirituality is not pure spirituality, and I will die on that hill. You're in it for the name and the look. You're not in it for the work that goes behind it. All right, so then we got water and we got fixed. So water, sorry, let me catch back up on the chat. I'm so sorry. I go off on tangents on my live. When I do my videos, I can like cut it out if I go off too much. Oh, absolutely. No problem, Hershey. I understand with lupus. Yeah, they were trying to diagnose me with that at first. They were like, well, maybe it's lupus. I'm like, this is not an episode of House. Can we like narrow it down a little bit more? This astrology deck, this is the Heavenly Bodies astrology deck. This is by Lily Ashwell. And I do have a video on it if you just search the Oracle deck ones. Oh, the Hoodoo deck. That one was on my list, I think. Oh, I'm so glad, DM. All right, so we got water. Focus, please. Spirituality. Sometimes with the hand, be like the beauty influencers, put the hand behind it. Spirituality, emotion, intuition, and compassion. Goodness, I need my glasses too. So we can focus on our spirituality like we were talking about earlier, this full moon. Connect with our emotions. You know, what's triggering you right now? What is something that is, you know, holding you back, making you feeling repressed, making you feel like you got to do some shadow work or inner child healing. Listen to your intuition, especially today. Let it kind of guide you. If we all just kind of tapped in a little bit more, we wouldn't be missing the bus. And then compassion. Sometimes it's really hard to have compassion for yourself. Like it's so easy to have compassion for another human being or, you know, an animal. But sometimes I don't understand why it's so hard to have compassion for yourself. It's so hard sometimes because we beat ourselves up for our past. But when we start thinking in the terms of the here and now, we can start adding in that compassion a little bit more. The past happened. It's done. It's over with. We're not bringing it up anymore. It lives in the past. But what can we do today and only today that we can focus on that will bring us joy, serenity, peace, happiness? What are those things that we can do right here, right in this moment, and help ourselves feel calm, safe, and centered? Because tomorrow hasn't happened yet. We don't know what it's going to bring, and the past is done. So focus on that. All right. Be compassionate. Like, give yourself a break. Give yourself a flippin' break. Look at how far you've come. Look at what you've achieved. Look at what you have put out into the world. You know, the struggles that you have been through. You've overcome all of these challenges. Be proud of all of that. Ooh, isn't that funny how you learn all of these things about your family like way later in life? Yeah, sometimes the church does kind of like to do that, right? And yeah, I still have like Christian guilt. I still have that sometimes, and I have to actively tell my brain to knock it off, that it's not that way anymore. So, you know, I always say, like, if you're an adult, like, follow your bliss. Do what makes you happy. Again, if you're not harming or hurting yourself or others, and it makes you happy and brings you joy, there's nothing wrong in that, There's nothing that you should be ashamed of. Shame is not a useful emotion to feel. Shame is not something that we should focus on, Like, wear the outfit. Wear it. Listen to the music that you weren't able to listen to when you were younger, Make your house you. Don't sit here and think about, the people that come into your house, because your house is your environment. That's where you're safe. That's where you are feeling you and being your whole self completely. So decorate it the way that you want, not for somebody else. All of those things. Allow yourself to feel joy, happiness, and compassion. All right. Then we have the fixed sign here. All right. And we have the Leo and the Aquarius and the Taurus. Stability, persistence, loyalty, and dependability, which are all things we have already talked about with the Earth sign. So focus on things that you can depend on. You can depend on yourself. Sometimes that's the only person that you can depend on. Why are you beating yourself up? There's a lot of things that we do as human beings because it's a survival method or a mode. It's a comfort thing. But if we get out of our comfort zone a little bit to try to find other means of satiating that or finding that stability in a different way, wow, what could we bring into our lives? What can we do next? We cannot create change and we cannot expand without getting out of our comfort zone a little bit, right? What is the, there's a saying, and I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue about expansion. But think about how the universe came to be. If you think about the Big Bang, that's a huge expansion. And it happened because of change. Change doesn't happen day to day, the same old thing. Change happens because we step outside of our comfort zone. All right. Let's get on to another deck here. This is the, what is it? Astro Soul. Goodness. And I can't stay on too much longer because I don't know if I talked about this. Don't think I have, but my eldest dog is going through it right now. My eldest dog has a heart problem, and he's old. He also has a tooth that needs to be pulled, but we can't pull the tooth because he can't be put down, or not put down. Goodness, Natasha. He can't be put under. So it's kind of like we're just focusing on palliative care at the time. We're just hospicing him because his heart just keeps, progressively getting worse. So the last couple weeks was very hard. But he's on a new routine. So I kind of have to make sure that I'm watching him and stuff. So, and giving him his specific medication. So, I don't like to leave him too much just because, not to trauma dump or anything, but it's hard. So, we are on a schedule, and he has a very strict routine that he has to do. So if I'm not doing that strict routine, he gets worried. Okay, so we have the, 11th house. So I connect. This is the house of friendships, groups, and social activities where we are involved. It covers teams, friends, groups, society, technology projects, and social media, as well as originality, eccentricity, social justice, rebellion, and humanitarianism. So again, this kind of goes over the same stuff that we were talking about, some more confirmation there. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's old. He's an old baby. Yeah, the charms. I want to get into charm castings, Queen. It's just one of those things where I want to be like very personal with choosing my charms. But yeah, that's a great idea with the tiles too. Thank you guys. Yeah. Dogs absolutely love routines. And my dog, it like he will come up to me and be like, mom, excuse you, like you have forgotten something. And then I'm like, okay, what did I forget? And I look at the time and I'm like, oh, that's what I forgot. Thank you guys. Yeah, I mean, I have done the what is it called? I've kind of gone through my grieving process already just because it was a week of, no, it was 2 weeks. So a little bit of a tangent since we're here. What medication he's on, he has a heart medication and he also has a narcotic to help with the pain, and it also helps suppress the cough. So normally it isn't that hard to get his prescription filled. Well, we're in a nationwide shortage that we didn't know. So we're in a shortage not only for us humans, but as far as the dogs go as well. So for 2 weeks, we were going around to every single pharmacy in our area to see if they could fill the prescription. 2 weeks, this poor dog was without, it was almost about 2 weeks without his pain meds. And so like it was just this process of seeing him slowly deteriorate. And I thought, what are we going to do? So luckily we found a compound pharmacy. And if you guys don't know what compound pharmacies are, oh my God, what the heck? Where has this been? So they're that like old school pharmacy where they actually have the ingredients to mix your specific medication. So it's not like CVS or, Walgreens or Target pharmacy where they take the bottle and then just give you a specific dosage. They actually make the ingredients. So they were able to fill his medication, but instead of a pill form, we had to wait to get a new prescription for a liquid form. And so that was an extra wait. So it's just like this poor dang dog just wants to be comfortable. So yeah, that's why there was a lot of me neglecting everything for a while. I was just kind of going through the motions with what I had on hand. And now we're good. He's back to his normal self for right now. And we're riding it off. We're riding each time. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, he is. Yeah, it seems like they are a disappearing art, which stinks because like they're important. They're like the backbone of the medical world. And I mean, John Oliver even did a whole episode of it a couple years ago, I think. And we watched John Oliver. So I'm like, why does that sound familiar? Compound pharmacy. And luckily I'm getting a lot of help with my family. They have, I have a person who works in the vet field in my family. So I've been, getting advice from them as well. And they're like, go try a compound pharmacy. We're like, oh, well, about that. So anyway, back to the reading. He's fine right now. So I'm very, very much hopeful and all that stuff. He's got his meds. We're good. We're just getting back into that routine right now. So anywho, Virgo, we've got Virgo. So we are definitely buckling down with the earth sign here with the practicality and the persistence. So yeah, right? They're like little apothecaries. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because we didn't, it's not something that people look up anymore. And then we have the sacred union with Juno. Oh, Ozempic? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I wonder why there's a shortage with Ozempic. Oh man. The whole medication is crazy. Everything about it. Yeah, they do have the saving of the money as well. because we ended up paying less with them than what we would have paid at, where we normally get his medicine. Okay, so we're talking about Juno here. So ruled by Libra and Scorpio, we have got intimacy, sacred union, marriage, manipulation, relatedness, commitment, and resentment. So how can we create a sacred union with ourselves this full moon? How can we tap back into ourselves and know that we are, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say holy. Like, we are sacred just existing. So tap back into your spirituality today and throughout the duration of the next couple of days. Spend some time with yourself. Spend some time giving yourself compassion and love and care, and realize that there's a marriage here between you and your soul and what you're doing. What lights up your soul? What are we going to put out and go forth with? All right. And the last deck we are using is the Star Codes deck, because we gotta. Hey, Natalie, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm so sorry. I totally just trauma dumped all over you guys. Didn't mean to, but like, I like to let you guys in on what I'm dealing with, so you guys know, like, if I am missing, or if I'm not responding, or if I'm not doing my normal stuff, you guys know why. I'm pretty open about my struggles and my situations, so I don't mind sharing. I just don't want you to think like, yeah, we're just gonna have a depressing day. Hi, C. How are you? Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. So we've got another Virgo. So more confirmation with the Virgo. This says digest, though. What information can we digest? What can we go forth and explore, and then kind of like figure out the inner workings of? Digest to me is like information. What can we like work through? Our inner child that we were talking about earlier, our shadow work that we were talking about earlier. Lots of things to digest this full moon. What are we working through and working toward? Right, definitely Mercury energy. Yes, we definitely do. Okay, and then we have Cancer, which is absolutely a moon card. This is definitely a full moon card. Immerse yourself in whatever lights you up. Allow your emotions to come out, which apparently I'm doing, and allow yourself to kind of work through it all. Thank you, guys. This deck, this is the Star Codes Astro deck. Where's my box? Looks like this. And then the blue deck is the Astro Souls. I have videos on these as well in the Oracle playlist. Yes, it is beautiful. I always use these for the readings because that's exactly what they're for. I have other astrology decks that I like to add in here and there, but like, I don't know, these just call to me more. So Cancer, let's work through our emotions. Let's feel things. Let's deeply feel and then release too. And then we have the 8th house, which is all about mystery. This is the house that, likes the morbid, likes the things that are a little dark and twisted, likes the things that are taboo. So again, when we're trying to see about exploration, and when we're trying to see, new things and bring that in and think outside the box, this is a definite think outside the box energy. So there might be some things that maybe you thought weren't for you before, and maybe they are. Maybe this is the time where we kind of dive into the things that maybe you thought weren't appropriate or weren't something that was for you at the time. So think about all of those activities and hobbies and situations and places that might be a little bit off the the trail of where you were, and maybe it's something that you go and explore. Maybe you never thought you would be working with polymer clay, and that's something that you're working with now that you want to take a look at and figure out. Maybe you want to tie dye. Maybe you want to go to Amsterdam and explore what Amsterdam has for you. I don't know, but use that to further your goal and further your next cycle of this moon. All right. I know, I love the artwork. Yes, definitely. You can definitely take your decks, your crystals, everything out and put it on your windowsill. You can, I mean, put it outdoors if you feel comfortable and it's not going to rain or have crazy weather. Anywhere the moon can touch it, it will definitely cleanse. What should you do full? Oh my gosh, Natasha. Wow, your voice and your words aren't coming out. Okay. What should you do for the full moon if you're a Sagittarius? That's kind of what we're talking about too. Like, what lights you up? What do you want to explore? What will kind of increase your creativity? What will light you up? And the whole essence, that's what it is. How can you explore? How can you be enthusiastic about something? What are those things that you can do that bring out your inner adventurer, your independence, your optimism, your imagination? Journal, write a short story, paint. Why is my phone vibrating so much? Goodness sake. All of those things are great ideas for this full moon. If you do anything as far as like a ritual or a spell, fire, adding candle work into your ritual would be fantastic. You can dress a candle in some herbs for whatever you want to release, or add compassion to, or add optimism to. You can then have a bay leaf, write what you want to release, or you can write something that you wish for, that your goal is, and you can burn the bay leaf safely, use your fire safety, and use that as part of a manifestation or a releasing tool. But candle work is going to be a great option for you Sages out there for tonight or whenever your full moon is in your area. I am so sorry about the phone. I don't know why it's vibrating so much. Y'all need to chill. Oh, it's another app. Oh, right. It's funny how when you start connecting with your spiritual side, how certain things start coming out and you're like, oh, I wonder why that happened. Oh, that makes more sense now. I mean, I always was kind of tapped in a lot of different ways, but my family just thought it was my imagination and like my creativity. So we categorized it as that. We got Aries energy, boldness, light that fire, more fire energy. Right? Fire safety is so important. Never leave anything burning unattended. Have water or what is it called? The extinguisher nearby. Always pay attention to your candle. Whether you're doing candle magic or you're just lighting a candle for a scent, never leave it unattended. So important. Oh, final exams, that's not fun. You might be overloading your brain too. Yeah, that you're on overload right now. No wonder you feel unmotivated. Take a breather. Take the rest of the night and just breathe. If there's like a meditation that you listen to, if there's like what are they called? Binaural beats, where they do like the different beats in the different headphones, that could help. A good meditation or a good like manifestation, what are they called? You can find them on YouTube. The frequencies. The hertz frequencies, that sort of a thing. You can find a lot of those on YouTube, those videos. In fact, I listen to a lot of those when I'm pulling cards for the pick a card readings and stuff, or for my clients. I listen to a lot of that because it helps kind of put me in the zone and like helps me to focus. So absolutely something like that, easy to access on YouTube, can help kind of trick your brain a little bit into feeling more invigorated and to get some rest. Please, you guys, please, please, please. I cannot express how important it is to let your body recuperate and rest. If you have the time to just sit there and do nothing, relax, mindlessly scroll is okay, but you need to allow yourself that room in your brain to shut it off, to relax, recuperate, and refresh yourself, because you cannot do anything for anybody else. You cannot help anybody else. You cannot, give from an empty cup, an empty battery, whatever the analogy works best for you. You cannot do so if you do not allow yourself to rest. And this full moon, it might not allow you to rest because of that Sagittarius energy. So take some time out to make sure that you are getting the rest that you need. Even if it's a couple days from now, when the full moon kind of that energy subsides, if you still feel like you need that rest, give yourself that grace to do so. A lot of us are on that grind mentality, and we cannot continue to put out good things. Our output will not be the same if we do not get the rest that we need. Sorry, now let me catch up on chat. Oh, we got the little rams. Oh, that's a great idea, DM. Hi, practicing. Oh my God, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Oh, yay. I love that. Oh, I'm so glad, Lori. That's awesome. Oh, Queen, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Aw. Is manifesting more powerful during the full moon with prayer? I feel like that's pretty subjective to you personally. Some people really feel like new moon is best for them to manifest and they get more power out of it. But at the same time, the full moon itself is very powerful too. So what I would suggest to you is maybe try it in a couple of cycles. Try manifesting what you want during a full moon, and then also try it doing a new moon and see what works best. The new moon and the full moon are about 13 days apart, about 2 weeks, give or take, about that time frame. So you can even wait until the next new moon to do it, if that makes sense. So figure out, kind of experiment and see which one kind of works best for you and feels more intuitive and feels more in line with you. And only you are going to know that, because like there are so many different versions of manifesting. There's so many different ways of going about it. And I feel personally that it is very personal, and very individual about how it works. And what works best for you might not work best for me, and vice versa. In any sense, manifestation is all about intent anyway. So, and same thing with witchcraft and magic in general. Anything you do is all about the intent behind it and the energy that you put behind it, how you think and how you speak and how you act within that realm. So, you don't need to necessarily work with the moon, but it does boost that energy. Does that make sense? Yeah, because everybody, and like I said earlier, we're all different and we're all, unique. And what works best for one person is definitely not going to work the same for somebody else. So, like, we can say, oh, I got results like this, but you might not get it. And then you get frustrated because you're not getting the same result, right? So you kind of have to do it on an individualistic basis and see really what works best. Some people like scripting. Some people don't need to script. Some people like using tools. and some people don't need to use them. And I think for me personally, I don't use a lot of tools when it comes to a lot of, rituals and things that I do, but it's because I've done that before and it helped me to guide my intention. You think of tools as just guides and helping hands. And at the end of your journey, you feel more confident to do it with less because you don't need $80 worth of spiritual tools to create the manifesting that you want to create. It's all about the intent and the inspired action behind it. And then same thing with a lot of rituals and witchcraft in general. The tools are a helping hand. They help the end result. They help you focus your intent. So do you need them? Not necessarily, but do they help? Absolutely. So when you are in a bind and you want to do a specific ritual and you don't have the ingredients XYZ, and you might have rosemary, or you might have a white candle, or you might have a crystal quartz at your disposal, perfect. Utilize those because they're going to do the same thing as if you had, yarrow or a black candle or, fill in the blank, because the things that I listed, those are universal tools. They cover a lot of ground. You can substitute those with a lot of things. And on the other side of that coin is you yourself are magic. You yourself have the inspiration and the intent behind you. So therefore, do you absolutely need to, substitute those tools? That's up to you. That's with your intuition. That's where the magic of you comes in. So when you guys ask questions about, oh, should I do this? Or what do I need to do for why? First of all, listen to your intuition and what does your gut tell you? That's going to be your guiding light. I can give you suggestions and I can tell you what has worked for me in certain situations in the past. But at the end of the day, it's all about you and what feels right for you. So long story, but just take what works best, try different things. And that's the beauty of witchcraft. That's the beauty of manifestation. That's the beauty of law of attraction, right? Because we can literally just experiment and try new things and see what works best. That's how we create new rituals, new spells, new anything new. We experiment and we explore and we integrate this Sagittarian energy in it. And again, it's how you put your emotions behind it, your energy behind it. You personally, how do you see yourself working this ritual? How do you see yourself manifesting? Yeah, it's all about learning. It's kind of scientific in its own way. You have a hypothesis, you work through it, you figure out different ingredients, and you see what comes out of it. Oh, thank you so much, Natalie. I really appreciate it. And that's okay if you need to Google things. We all need a little helping hand. Right. Not everybody has access to a lot of these things. That's why it's so important to take the capitalism out, right? I know this might be another little rant, but take the capitalism out of your witchcraft, right? We can buy the pretty things. We can incorporate the pretty things and the expensive things, because if that's what makes you feel powerful or makes you feel more magical, or if it makes you feel good, absolutely. But do you need to spend $80? No, not necessarily. Do you need, the next new biggest thing? Not necessarily. So, take and it's so bad for me to say that, but take the capitalism out of it, the next big thing and the selling behind it and all of that stuff out of it. And then at the end of the day, you look at what you have in front of you and it's just you. The cards here, they're a tool. Do I need to use all of these cards, the different decks? No, not necessarily. But it helps confirm what I'm seeing in my head. It helps confirm my intuition. It helps confirm a story about the astrological elements that are going on right now. It helps you guys see the bigger picture. Ooh, again, bringing back that Sag energy here. Love how it comes all the way around. Yeah, way back when you did not have access to all of it. Well, thank you, C, for, hanging out and spending your time with me. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you guys. Right? It's a tool for focus and to help all of that. But at the end of the day, it's you. Oh, I wish I could go out into the woods. We don't have any near where I'm at, but it would be nice. All right. Well, with that, I think I did all my decks. Yes. Does anybody else have any questions about this full moon for me before I scurry away and take care of my children? Let me know. Oh, Joanna, I'm so glad. Is this, I'm going to ask again because I feel like we had more people on since I asked before, but is this something that you guys would like me to continue for the new and full moon? Instead of doing videos, I'll do lives instead. And then we can hang out like this and we can discuss further and we can, be together because this works out great for me. Hi, Jessica. All right, so that's the consensus. So the new moon, and always, guys, check my community tab on the channel. There's a community little tab where it's like videos, playlists, community tab. That's where I'll update all of this stuff. That's where you'll see all the new information if I have anything to post. Because again, too, it's a way for me to get it out to everybody. If I do it on Instagram, not everybody follows me on Instagram and any other social app. Like, they're not going to see it. So you guys are the people who view it. So it's going to be on that community tab. Also, if I put out any giveaways, if I put out anything new, anything to be aware of, it will be on the community tab. I will not spam you in your DMs. I will not spam you in your comment section of the videos and tell you you won something, or that I'm going to give you a reading because I felt drawn to you and, your ancestors are speaking out or your spirit guides are telling me, dear, reach out to you. If you get any of those messages in your DM, if someone say, hi, dear, I was drawn to give you a reading because your spirit guides reached out to me or your ancestors reached out to you, and it's from an account that has like 2 eyes for wicked or like a underscore where it's not supposed to be, that it looks like a different account, but it could be mine. It is not me. I will never do that. I will never reach out to you. I will never spam you for content, comments or giveaways or anything like that. Everything is going to be on board, above board on my community tab, or everything's posted on my social media. I will never DM you unless you DM me first and have a question or need to notify me about something. And those of you who do DM me and tell me that these scammers are running amok, thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely can't stand it. It's happening to everyone in the spiritual community. It's even happening to random YouTube people too. Like, it's nuts. It's insane. And just block them, report them, all of that stuff. So yeah. All of that to say, find me on the community tab. If you have not done the notification bell thing, do that too. That will keep you alerted. Make sure if you have done it in the past that you still are having that button, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people and take away that button pressing as well. So make sure that if you aren't getting my updates and you aren't seeing my videos pop up, that's probably why. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate everybody here. Yeah. Oh, the polls. Yes, I will put a poll in. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I'm going to take care of my babies, and I am going to put my full moon water out. All right. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I love you and I like you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.